I'm glad you could make it. Now, I know you're thinking about this background right here. And before you stop me, I know this can be a very hard subject for some people. But I was thinking today, and instead of doing an explanation video, I wanted to talk about if you disagree with LGBTQ. I have a lot of explaining to do, and this is going to be a long video. And I'm not going to get into detail about my sexuality. For those of you on the channel who have been subscribed to me for a while, you know my sexuality. And some of you don't. And you don't need to know that in this video. What you need to know is what I'm about to say. A lot of people called homophobics or transphobics or so on and so forth hate on LGBTQ for the way they love people, or the way they want to be a girl or a boy, or they feel like they're not a gender at all, or they don't feel sexually attracted to someone but still want to have romance, or still want to have, a relationship with someone. Some people hate on that. And I can understand if you are very Christian and believe in God and Jesus. Let me dig into what. Please do not stop and click away from this video. It'll be explaining a lot about my thoughts. This is what I think, and that might help you change the way you think about LGBTQ, or it might never help you change the way you think. You might hate everyone in that community forever. Before we start this, there's something you need to know about the way I think about God and Jesus and the people of the dead that go to heaven. There is no such thing as hell to me. Everyone is forgiven to the stars. The stars are the people of the dead. That is heaven. All of the new stars born are the people who have just died and gone to heaven. The sun is what gives life to earth. He is God. The moon is Jesus. Jesus was reincarnated as the moon. That is why there's a man in the moon. And that's my thoughts on that. And I'll go further into that in a different video if you want me to. So let's talk about LGBTQ and why you might disagree with it. You might want to put thousands of dislikes on this video and do thousands of hate comments. But I want to see if I can change your mind. I had a strange thought today. I explained it a little bit a minute ago about making this video, and I just have to make it. It feels right to me. And let me start off this video with the fact that some people call the LGBTQ community, they're all sins. No, they're not sins. In fact, why would God make them if God himself knew that they would turn out to be sins? They are just the same people as each and every one of you that just love a little different or feel a little different than you, because those people right there are unordinary, and that's what makes them special, and that's what makes them loved. I know some of you might be thinking, well, it's not right for a man and a man, or a woman and a woman to love each other. That's not true. The way you love depends on you. And you might always love a man if you're a woman, and you might always love a woman if you're a man. But for some of you that are watching this, you that are LGBTQ, you might love a woman and you're a woman, or you might love a man and you're a man. And that is completely fine. LGBTQ is not something to hate on. They're all normal people. And when you toxic homophobics come up into the community and hate, people do suicide. All because you didn't like the way they loved or felt towards themselves or towards other people. Bisexuals, for instance, like 25 or 40% of them, please tell me if I get this incorrect, do suicide because of mental problems or homophobics. The thing is, we're all people, right? And we all have emotions. And when you homophobic, toxic people go out to the LGBTQ community and hate on them, say that it's not right for them to exist, that they're all sins, that hurts their feelings, right? They have emotions too. Now also think about this, and this might change your mind even further. What if your child was a part of the LGBTQ community and you're so homophobic and toxic, and they know this, that they can't come out to you because they're afraid that you're going to hurt them, that you're going to ground them or do something toxic, kick them out of the house before they're even old enough. Because they were gay, or they were lesbian, or they were LGBTQ related, or they were bisexual, or they were trans or non-binary, or all these other things that I could name a part of the LGBTQ community. But because they were part of it, you kicked them out of the house because you think it's a sin. And now you don't know about your child. Okay? Some parents out there, and I've seen it happen. I have seen it firsthand. Okay? Some children have to hide it for the rest of their lives because they can't feel comfortable around you. They just can't feel comfortable around you. They don't know if they can trust you. And you're their parent. You're their mom or dad that's listening to this right now. Or you're their big sister or their big brother that's listening to this right now. Think about that. Right? Think about how your child or your sibling could be so uncomfortable because of the way you act towards the LGBTQ community that they can't come out to you. And then when they try to, you can't listen to them. And also, the fact that that's not the worst thing that's ever happened to children, to adults that have bad pasts about LGBTQ community and coming out, is the fact that some people, probably you, right now who clicked on this video, think that that the LGBTQ community can change to be straight. No. Could you change your love for a man or a woman? No. You can't change how you sexually feel about someone. You can't change. They can't change. When someone comes out as bi or lesbian or gay, you can't force that person to change because that's how they sexually feel about another person. You can't change someone's sexual feelings. That's their own business. They can't change for God. Okay? It's so bad. It is so bad. Okay? They can't change because that's how they love someone. And that is supposed to be okay. Okay. All right, let me bring this up. You know, you're straight, right? Well, what if someone said you can't be straight? That's a sin. Think about that for a second. What if someone told you that being straight was a sin, but you couldn't change that? I'm going to give you some time to think about it, right? Yeah, that's how the LGBTQ community feels. If someone comes up to the LGBTQ community and says, being gay is a sin, well, they can't change that. And being in the LGBTQ community is not a sin. Let me specify that to the top. It's not a sin. I don't care the verses. I don't care about the Bible. It's not a sin. And you've ruined your child or your sibling's life that way. What if they were LGBTQ? And they can't tell you. What if someone told you all of a sudden that being straight was a sin? Yeah. Does that change your opinion now? I hope it does. I mean, think. They're all people. We're all people. And you're making some of them do suicide. You're making people end their lives over something they can't change. They can't change the way they sexually feel. And some people have to go out so badly that it affects the LGBTQ community. So bad. Well, what if someone told you that you should go die in a pit because you were straight? What if someone told you that you should go kill yourself just because you like a man if you're a woman, or you like a woman because you're a man? What if someone told you to go die? What if someone went to go tell you that you should do suicide? Well, that's what the LGBTQ community gets all the time. Okay? And let's not leave out the non-binary and trans people. They also get toxic hate as well. I mean, think about that. Think about if all of a sudden being straight was terrible. And you were straight, and you are straight. You are straight, and you can't change that. And someone told you to go do suicide. That's how the LGBTQ community feels. That's how they feel. Now take that in your process of a tiny little mind, because you can't accept the fact that people can be different. The LGBTQ community, they're all different in a wonderful, fantastic way. And we should all support them and love them. Again, I'm not going to tell you my sexuality, and it's really hard talking about this topic because of all the toxic hate I've seen. Being different doesn't mean you have to get hate. You shouldn't judge someone. In fact, if we were going off the verses in the Bible or whatever, what was one of them? Oh yeah, don't judge other people. So you're going to judge the LGBTQ community so hard that you're making a lot of them do suicide? Think if it was straight. I keep saying that, but it's true. Think if it was twisted around, and if you were straight. Yeah, that's how it is. Now, I don't have much time left in this video, but I want you to take into consideration, if you twist it around, how would you feel? How would you feel? And maybe that'll change your mind about this whole LGBTQ community. And if you're that horrible of a person to not feel anything, if you can't twist it around, let me say this. God made the LGBTQ community for a reason. And I think it was to test people. It was to test people to see how cruel they could be to difference. Because that defines LGBTQ. Where they are different in a wonderful way. That's all I have to say. Please take this video into consideration. I'll see you in the next one.